So on the third episode of our ranch update for June 29th, we're at the upper end of the farm. This is where the housing and, you know, this is where our houses are and the shop and all that fun stuff. This is a beautiful little space on the ranch that the previous owner, who was a horticulturalist, she has all these amazing spaces all over the ranch. It's super beautiful. And we're gonna go past the shop and you're gonna see that we're building a mobile coop. And the reason we're doing that is because the Bieldefelders and the Red Rangers, we want to be able to centralize them in a new area where it's protected with canopy, forest canopy, quote unquote, and they are going in and protecting our forage from the grasshoppers and the bugs. And so we want to be able to move their cart down there, and we have 75. So it's not like we can do it in a really, you know, like a standard little tractor thing, or, you know, the other coop systems that are mobile like that. So we had, luckily, a little old crappy trailer that was left on the farm with axles and old wheels and something that the previous owner just welded up and left, which you can find on Facebook Marketplace, because these old back tree little sheds. And then we're building our chicken coop on that to be able to be rolled around to different locations. We'll teach them each new location, and I'll let you know how that's going, because again, this is an experiment. We're trying a new system to teach these guys that this is your new area now. Now range out among that, and it's gonna have a protective solar door so that it goes up and goes down. They come back into their coop every night and they learn to go in there and roost. And so we need a roosting station for 75 birds, so it's gotta be big. And we had a bunch of lumber left over from my really cheap lumber connection, who pulls apart one-time use pallets, and I can buy a 2x6 by 12 feet long for $2, $3. And so I would, if I were you, build this out of something else, but I have cheaper 2x6s than I have 2x4s, so that's what we're using, because money doesn't grow on trees. So this is heavier than it needs to be, but it's gonna work, and we're balancing it so the tongue weight. And Jared is helping me with this because he's the person that I'm co-oping with to share chickens with, to help me with the labor, because I don't have freaking enough time, and I can't pay a contractor to go in here because I ain't a rich guy yet. I'm working on it. But anyway, I want to show you what the initial stages are looking like. So you guys, I'm gonna bug you for just a second. You keep that there, because that's cool. So what we're doing is we're trying to figure out a roosting station. So what Jared's doing now is we have this like hinged roosting station, because in a chicken barn you want an easy way to clean. So what we're doing is we're going to create a tiered roost that come up, and then we're going to hinge this, so when we come in here to clean, we can just hinge it and set it up and then clean out underneath really simple, because they poop like they go out of style. And then we're gonna enter from the back. We'll have a chicken door from the side, and you can see this is built on a trailer, and then we'll be able to move it around to different places on the ranch. So sorry, I know that's kicking your butt there, Jared, appreciate it. So we also found some used siding. If you can see this right here, it's not used, but it was like in a guy's junkyard. And so we got the siding for super cheap, and it's metal and it's pretty, and we're actually trying to make it pretty. And then we're also going to make ventilation on each side where it pops out, and we can create flow through ventilation, but it'll be screened so they're still protected, but they get good airflow during the summer, because this building will be hot. It's going to be metal all the way around, and so when they go into roost at night, it's going to be hot. We're going to need to open it up and create airflow, and then we'll also create airflow on top. Now the last thing is, we want this to also be a wintertime station for the Bieldefelders hens, and then they will go in and lay eggs. And so we're trying to have this have multifunction. My guess is, just because we've done so much of this in my life, this is going to be Proto 1. It'll probably function quite well, and then we'll probably make some alterations to some mistakes and assumptions that we made, like, hey, this will work, but you know, it didn't. Good idea, we need to change this. And we'll either utilize this in total, or we'll rebuild a whole nother unit, and we'll learn and then help you to have access to a plan that we functionally knows works over time. And please don't ask, because they're not available yet. Usually it takes like a legitimate year of the process to see it, but I kind of wanted to show you what it looks like in the beginning stages, and that's kind of what we're working on the upper end of the ranch. So we feel very grateful. If you want to come over here, Shay, and just kind of get a shot of this one too. So you can see on the outside, it'll end up being kind of like this, and that's what it's going to look like. And so again, our goal is to make things functional, beautiful, innovative, creative, and cost-wise, something that anybody can do for themselves, and try to have you guys learn how to do what we're doing, which we're guessing our asses off to every day. I mean, you know, I never have entertained a mobile meat, goat, chicken structure that we're trying to feed grasshoppers so that their plants are. This is all this great experiment that you guys get to witness. So I hope you find it helpful. This is Mark Warnke, the Goat Guy. If you like this kind of content, click to subscribe. Leave us a comment, share it with your friends, pretty please. And then the other thing is, don't forget, with anything to do with goats, we are your resource. And I believe we're going to be your resource in the near future for lifesteading and homesteading and the full schmear of everything that you can do to be in a stewardship of your land. And I hope this finds you well. I'm grateful for you watching. I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for this land and the chance to share it with you. So appreciate you. Mark Warnke, the Goat Guy, signing out.